I got to get to the second question because I'm looking at the clock and it's going by really fast. Some of you have heard me talk. I get calls from men, and I counsel with men who the mother of their children have taken them to court, taking their children away from them. They spend buku money fighting for the kids, and if they do get visitation rights, that's a bad word, visitation. How you gonna get visitation rights to your own child? You know what I mean? But anyway, and even if they get it, the woman makes sure that when it's time to be with the child, for the father, she make that difficult too. Well, you can't have no girlfriend. You can't bring her with you to pick him up. Or you got to come at 12, and you got to be back by 2. She's still trying to control it to just totally irritate the man. And I've been saying, don't do it. Don't cut the baby in half, let her have it. Who think that's a bad idea? Should a man fight to get his children? And I want to hear your honest opinion. If you disagree, we still going to have some good fellowship up in here. Okay, right here first, and then the young lady right here, and then the young lady here want to respond. Yes.
Well, I've never been in that situation, but I personally believe that the man should fight for the children, because the children need to be he needs to be in the children's lives,
right,
so that he can guide them in the right way. Because if he just lets them go, the mom's going to raise them, and it's going to be pure hell for them, you know? So that's why I think the man should fight for them. But I haven't been in that situation, but I don't know if...
Oh, okay.
When it happens to me, then we'll see what happens. But
you said when it happens, it's gonna happen.
Huh? I don't know. I mean, it hasn't happened, so yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay.
But yeah, I don't think the state should get involved in people's lives, people's personal lives.
But you do think the father should fight for them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right here.
I don't think that the man should fight, because it's a losing battle regardless, especially with the law stacked against you. And I think the children, as they grow up, they're gonna seek for the father, because that happened to me. My mom did everything in her power to keep us away from my dad. And then when we actually talked to the man, and he told us, like, and it's crazy.
But I'm asking, who think that the father should fight for him?
No, he shouldn't fight for him.
Oh, okay. Let me talk to people who think he should.
Oh, he should.
Yeah, a young lady behind you. Should the father fight for his children?
I mean, I think that everyone, when they first think of that, say yes. I think they should, because like he said, then you don't have an opportunity to influence your child, and you've got all these other people that are going to influence them anyways. So if you're going to fight for something, we might as well fight for that, if you are going to fight for anything.
Oh, okay.
But to his point, I think that fighting a woman it changes you as a man. So you know, you talk about fighting someone else's devil, and I just don't think it's advisable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should a man ever fight for his children?
Honestly, I would say no. I agree with both points. I can understand and I can see.
Forget about his point. I just want to know, I say that the man should not fight. Are you saying he should or shouldn't?
He should not.
He should. Oh, who think he should fight? Right now, I just want to hear from the ones that think he should. Okay, nice. I'll come to you in a minute.
My father did not fight.
First of all, you think he should not fight?
I think he should fight, yeah.
I mean, you think he should fight, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
If that is the
and
question.
Why?
Because if I look at my own experience, so my mother did not take him to court, but they did split up the time between us, and I was only every other weekend with my father.
Right.
And of course, when we grew older, we could choose how we spent our time, but you know, I grew up with the idea that he did not want to be with us, you know, because why are we only with him every other weekend? You know, you grew up with the idea that it's his choice.
Yeah.
And if I would have seen him fighting for having more time with us, I believe that our relationship might have been different. That might also just be, you know, a thought. But yeah, think.
Oh, okay. All right. And so you're a little wishy-washy. Okay. And you say?
I see both sides because like she was saying, I think that after kids are like 5 or 6, you know, kind of under 5 or 6, they need their mum and everything like that. But I feel like afterwards they need their dad more.
Yeah.
And I think that if the father doesn't try and see them or fight the mum, you know, because women can be super vicious and evil and play games with the kids and things like that, I think that can really affect the children's growth. So, but I see both sides. So.
Okay. How do you see it?
So I've personally been through this situation. So I think the problem with the word there is fight. So what I had to do was to stand up.
Let me do this first. Should a father fight for, or shouldn't he?
They shouldn't fight, but
They
should do
shouldn't fight for
something
their
else.
children?
Yeah, it shouldn't. The word fight you using, what do you mean by fight?
Don't change the word.
Okay, see what I'm saying?
You know what a fight is.
So I don't think that you should be fighting anyone, but
So a father should not fight for his children?
no, he shouldn't fight for his children. But you should
okay.
do other things, and that's what I had to do because I was personally, once again, in this situation where I needed to
Speak up for me.
be there for my children and my daughter specifically when her mom was fighting me. So I dropped the weapons, and then I noticed that God brought an opportunity for me to be a bigger part of my daughter's life at a younger
Why
age.
do fathers fight for their children?
Because they see their children as a part of them, and they don't want that to be taken away from them. And so it's easy to worship your children.
Okay. Let me talk to the lady behind you. Should a father fight for his children or not?
I'm also torn, but I would say yes.
And why?
I believe that it's good to fight for what is good. If you're going to fight for something in this world, like I see people fighting for their careers. Yeah. They will go to the ends of the earth for their career. And yet to fight for your family, that just seems higher on the priority
list. And so it's good to fight for your children?
Yeah.
And what's good about it?
I do believe that children need their parents, their father and their mother.
Oh, okay.
And even, you know, as a child, even just seeing the act of I mean, I guess it depends on how you go about it, right? If you're really fighting out of your own ego, then that seems fruitless. But if you really are fighting because you want a relationship with your child, I would like to believe that children are, I mean, they're not completely stupid. They do have that discernment of, oh, I remember when my dad tried to fight to stay in my life, regardless of whether or not he wins.
Amazing. The young man want to respond. Should a father fight for his children?
I think they should, yeah.
And why?
So I think we can all agree that it's better for children to have both their moms and fathers at home. So when you don't fight, you basically don't get to see your child, or you basically leave children under all the influence of the mother, which doesn't have to be bad, but which can be bad sometimes. So I think when you don't fight for your children, you basically give up the opportunity for your children to spend time with you. And I don't immediately see the negative consequence of fighting for your children. Like what is bad about it, I don't immediately see. I've never been in this position, either as a child or a father. I mean, I'm not a father after all, but so maybe it's not clear to me, but I think they should fight for their children.
Oh, okay. And you said that a father should, why do you say a father should fight for him?
They should.
In the hat, in the black hat.
What you said again? What's the
Why
question?
do fathers fight for their children?
Because they see themselves as their children, and they get an ego feeling from their children.
Oh.
So it's about them, really.
So they should not fight then?
No, it's a better way to do that.
Okay. Joel, should a father fight for his children or child?
I think he should do all that he can do within his power. but then know when to throw up his hands and let it go.
After he broke? After he paid the lawyer and the child's lawyer and
Right.
the therapy for the child and his lawyer, and then the woman still get all the money.
Right, and you run out of options, just throw your
And then
hands
give
up
up, stop.
and then let it go.
Let me ask this, and then I'll tell y'all why I asked this. Joel, why do fathers fight?
I think there's like a genuine intention to want to be there in the child's life, but I also think it's, what he says as well is that there's a false attachment to wanting to be in the child's life, like the ego, for ego reasons. So that's why they go out their way to do it, but yeah, I think it's 50-50. I think there is a genuine intention, though, to want to be there in the child's life. But
Any father here ever fought for their child? I know you said you did. Anybody else? Oh, you fought for your child? Why did you fight? Why? We know you fight for all your kids, Joel. Joel have no children, just for the record. That he's aware of, as he said on his show. Okay. And why did you fight?
I love my daughter, and I thought she should be with me, and she loved me, and I wanted to keep her with me, and I believe it was kind of taught to me to be that way too. You fight for your kid, you fight for your family.
Oh, okay. Did you fight for your child? You never had to fight for your kids, right?
For me?
Uh-huh.
Me? No.
Yeah, oh, okay. Should a father fight, Nick, for a child? No, why do fathers fight?
Well, I think honestly, because they want to be with their kid. They believe they should be with them. I think that's why they do it.
Oh, okay.
If I may respond to the first one?
Yeah.
Should they fight? I mean, I think people, what I was going to say is that I think people in this conversation, they think, well, the reason Jesse's saying don't fight is because the courts are on the woman's side and it's difficult and all that. But in the scenario, I know some people have been through some of this stuff and they say, well, if my dad was there, maybe I would have seen a different side. But that situation happens a lot, and the kids still hate the dad.
Yeah.
And it's like the dad was fighting and the kids still takes the side of the mom. Like, you just don't know how that's going to go. So that's a strange way of looking at it. If you just didn't fight, you would send the right example.
And you save a lot of money.
Yeah. So it's like at least
I'd
hopefully
rather
maybe
be
your
buying
kid.
a house than fighting for a child. That's just a human being. I mean, so you fought for all your kids?
And I paid. No, a joke.
No, he doesn't have kids yet. Yes, sir.
You asked why
do fathers fight
fight,
for their children?
because I think that they see them as a possession, and they would fight for them like any other things that belong to them.
I'm sorry?
I said I see them as a possession, and they would fight for them like any other thing that they thought belonged to them.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Should a father fight for his children?
Next to you.
Right next to you, yeah.
My father didn't fight for me. I
He did
turned out
not?
okay.
He did not?
No, he did.
Oh, he did fight for you?
Well, I mean, what do you mean by fight? Like, cause he
Join
tried.
that line over there.
He tried, but my mother was held.
Right.
So-
So should a father fight for his children?
No,
And why not?
because it shouldn't be a fight.
Okay. What do you say to that, Sean?
I gotta say it really depends on each situation. I think if the kids do not want to be with the mother and they really want to be with the father, then he's got to fight to do that. The kids want to be with him, and they made it clear that that's the case. So in that case, yeah, but you got to take it on a case by case basis. I don't think you should make an absolute rule like 100% of the time you should not fight.
Oh, okay.
I think in the case of the kids wanting to go one way or the other.
So you think there are times where you can cut the baby in half?
When you put it like that, yeah, I guess not. No.
Don't change your mind that fast.
Well, no. I mean, if there's a chance he's going to get, you know, custody, 100% custody of the kids, then you're not cutting the baby in half. So.
And meaning that if he got 100% custody and the woman can't even come around,
Right.
then he should do it.
Yeah, if the kids want that to happen,
That ain't gonna happen unless you dead.
So that's what you mean by fight.
Yes, sir.
This very situation, this question that you brought up, nearly destroyed me with my youngest child, my youngest daughter. I didn't fight in the courtrooms, but I was trying to, I guess, spiritually fight with her.
Without having to go to court?
Yes.
Okay.
And it almost destroyed me. I was full of anger, rage, whatever. And even my youngest, when she was an infant, even when I would come around, she would cry like a monster was there. And it was very interesting. And I was filled with anger and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think you absolutely should not fight for your children. I know, and that sounds weird just saying that, but and we do look. I was looking at it as that's my daughter. She's me.
Right.
She belongs to me, and I need to have an influence on her. And also, you don't want to be labeled as the deadbeats.
Yeah.
You know, daddy
Yeah.
or whatever. So it's very interesting, but it nearly destroyed me. But it actually opened my eyes though, so it was actually a blessing.
Nice. Amazing.